All right. Hello and welcome to another update with your host, your boy, the Real Shot 256. This is Evening Crypto. I want to thank you for being here. And tonight, I just want to do a quick update to what's been going on in the last couple of days. We did see Bitcoin trying to make a change in trend. I will say that, in my opinion, it was thus far it was not able to do so. It was pretty much retested the previous descending line of resistance that we've been trading on. If you've been following the channel, you know what I'm talking about. We've been doing this sort of macro trend charting and updates, back to a few months ago, and we've been seeing Bitcoin just trading within this downward trending channel. And I've also been telling you guys that we were overdue for a retest of that descending line of resistance. I do want to start off with a quick shout out to both Adam Moran. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Moran, Adam Moran, and Exmo for staying engaged. And did get your messages. And I do want to say that Exmo uh, asking if what is my take on the whole halving thing for, he says, May 13th, 2020. He is expecting the halving to come about around those dates. We'll see if that is actually the dates, but I think you're pretty dead on it. Between, I guess, middle of May and beginning of June is what I'm hearing. And what do I think the Bitcoin exchange rate will be? Well, hey, listen, I don't know what the rate will be. I don't know what the price of Bitcoin is going to be, after the halving. But um, I can tell you this: my whole thought process behind the next rally, the next bull run, um, in comparison to what we've seen with Bitcoin in 2017 and 2013, all of these bull runs. What my opinion has been that I think it's going to 20x from the bottom of or the top of 2016. Basically, the price of Bitcoin in 2016 was $1,000, and we've seen that Bitcoin does a 20x from that point forward. You can go back and do that. Um, if you take the $1,000 top in 2016, beginning of 2017, and then you end at the top of 2017, December 2017, you'll see that it 20x, right? So I'm expecting another similar move in Bitcoin from the bottom of the price on Bitcoin after the bull rally. I'm talking about 2018, 2 years later. Bottom of 2018 was 3,000. So if we do a 20x, should be about 63,000, somewhere around there, 63, 64,000. I'm thinking somewhere in that range. I don't think we're going to go to like 100,000 like everybody is pretty much saying. I do think we're going to stay relatively within that range, 20x again. And that is if we get more adoption. That is if we get more people to come in to the market, new investors or new adopters. Or both, right? We actually need both. We needed more adoption, and we needed more investors to come in. It's certainly an ETF would help. We've got pretty much every other vehicle out there as far as investing for the retail investor, the traditional investor, that we can think of. However, an ETF is definitely one of those that's been lacking, and the majority of the public is asking for one. I don't think that's, the ETF certainly might get us to the next bull run. However, I don't think it's going to be as impactful as everybody thinks it's going to be. It's just an ETF. People are still skeptical about the technology and about investing in Bitcoin because of, just bad labeling and bad mouthing this space. Cryptocurrencies are still in the mind of many something that is used for nefarious activity. You and I both know that is incorrect. only about 1 to 3% is really being used for nefarious, illegal, illicit activity. The rest is actually, adoption and good folks, good people trying to use it. So whether that is whether the ETF is going to impact the Bitcoin market, there is no doubt. However, I don't think that will be the catalyst to take it to 200,000. I think Bitcoin can and eventually will get there. We're just maybe by the end of the decade. I think maybe by the end of the decade, we'll probably have to go through another halving, which will be 4 years from now, so 2024 sometime. And after that, well, maybe we can talk about a possible $100,000 per Bitcoin. So that is my thoughts on that. Hopefully that answers your question and kind of gives you a reason why I think the next bull run will take us to about 64, well, middle of 60,000, right? About 64, 65,000 is my opinion, right? Because again, that has been a trend that has repeated itself a few times, and so as long as we keep that trend, then that is something you can almost rely on. All right, Exmo. So hopefully that answers your question, Wiki. I got your message. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. We live to trade another day. If you haven't subscribed to the community, please do so now. We'll go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you do get these alerts whenever I put new content. Let's do a quick recap here. We're at 208,000 or 208 billion. 24-hour volume has definitely dwindled down to 76 billion. Most of it being being sellers that are pretty much taking profits off the top and started to sell off on their positions. Bitcoin back down to under 69% dominance. If we go to TradingView, Bitcoin dominance is still above 70%, not too shabby. But we're still on this sort of trend, right? This slightly higher high over here, where we came to retest it. As I was saying on my last video, I do think we can, there's still room to grow or to go back up higher to 72, 73 range, and then we'll see from there. All right, so another important thing that I want to talk about today before we get into the actual chart is the whole narrative that's been going on social media. If you're not following me on Twitter, here's my handle, TheRealShot256, at TheRealShot256 on Twitter. But something that's been bugging me, and in this channel, I always try to steer you guys away from the bad stuff and try to help you decipher through all the crap that's being said in the crypto sphere, whether it's social media or through your buddies or YouTube. You gotta know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are promoting the top 5 altcoins that will make you rich for the next year, right, in 2020. Oh gosh, top 5, top 10, top 15, whatever it might be. The reason I was motivated enough to make this channel and start this community was because there's a lot of shit like that going around in the crypto sphere, and I just want to tell you guys, you know what? Steer away from any of that stuff. If you hear whoever it might be talk about the top 5 altcoins, I don't care who it is. I don't care who's feeding you this crap. Do not listen to this just nonsense. It's just freaking nonsense, right? Until this market decouples from Bitcoin, then there's not really much to talk about there. Yeah, we do technical analysis on altcoins here all the time. We do. Occasionally, we see a few altcoins doing something different that is worth talking about. Occasionally. That's the exception, not the rule. So I want to tell you guys, really, please, if you love your money, if you cherish your money, if you find value in your economic properties, please, please don't go that route. I mean, you know, you know pretty well by now that whatever Bitcoin does is what the altcoins are going to do. So if Bitcoin goes up, guess what? Altcoins go up. If Bitcoin goes down, guess what they're going to do? Occasionally, one is doing something different. Some pump and dump group or some whale is pumping it or what have you. But that, again, is the exception. You're not going to find true reliability. Even Bitcoin is something that is difficult to trade, right? It's pretty difficult, but we like it. We like. I think I like to say that we like the technology behind it. We believe in the technology, and it offers great upside opportunity for anybody who wants to trade, wants to start trading, or it has been a trader. I mean, we know that individual traders are in this space, just making tons of profit. But again, these are the 10 percenters, right? These are the rest of the 90% of the people trading it are not doing so well because they're dabbling into, number one, they're dabbling into altcoins. Altcoins are very unreliable. You don't know what they're going to do. Most of the time they're going down. Don't throw your money away like that. If you want the safest bet you can find in crypto, then Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, maybe Litecoin. These are going to be your top reliability-wise coins, right? That's and I've always told you, you want to stick to the stuff that's got some real money in it, right? Let's actually look at the coin market cap here. You want to stick with the blue chips, right? Once you get down to about 20, Ethereum Classic, even that's a high profile, that is a high profile project. But, market cap wise, you start to really get a little bit shallow here. Look at NEM, right? NEM was one of the top 10 coins just a year ago. And, number 29, it had, I want to say it had like $1 billion worth of money in it, and now all of it is almost gone. I mean, it's down to only about $300 million, right? So just do your own diligence. Stick to the stuff that's got a good amount of volume in it. People are it's got a solid community behind it, and just be mindful that if you dabble in these other coins, Monacoin use. I don't know about Monacoin, but I mean, 55 million. Zilliqa was a hot project at one point. It's down to 45 million. Dentacoin is somewhere on Electronium, barely hanging on to the top 100 now. Just the reasons why. Just try to stick to the top 20 stuff, and even then, be skeptical of what you hear and see. All right, for that rant, again, I just do it because I am the reason I started this community is because I want to give you guys a little bit of direction and kind of steer you away from the bullshit that you hear that this is how you're gonna get rich in crypto. It's not true, guys. It's just not true. Again, only the 10% of high efficiency traders are actually making money in this market. If not, the rest of the people are either breaking even, making some profit, but they're not getting rich, guys. They're not. I mean, some people are making profits, like I said, but they're not going to get rich overnight. They're probably going to grind their way up to profitability and a meaningful gains, right? So hope that you keep that in mind when you are trading. Let me know what you guys think. If I'm sorry if you think I was just rattling on, sorry about that. But again, I just feel the obligation and responsibility to do that. Okay, let's actually get into some charts. All right, so I've been showing you guys the longs and the shorts for the last couple of videos, and just to give us a little bit of market sentiment, what people are thinking, where people are putting their money on, or how people are invested, and you can tell that people have left the long sentiment, right? People are starting to get short. Actually, people are starting to abandon the longs, right? People are, and I say that because look at the shorts, right? Shorts are still yet, lower low, another lower low on the shorts. So people aren't really pushing for the shorts, right? People aren't getting too bearish. In fact, more bears have left the market than any time before, right? I mean, we're at an all-time low with in regards to shorts, but we're also seeing that a lot of people are also losing their hopium that Bitcoin's going to go past this range, and it all makes perfect sense, right? Why do I say that? Because look, we're in this trend. 1, 2, 3, and now 4 retries of this top descending line of resistance, showing us a clear trend, a clear path, and there hasn't been a change in trend, right? There has not been a change in trend. So it goes to say, although we all got pretty excited and pretty happy about this last run, up until this area here, I've been telling you guys we were overdue for a retest of this descending line. We finally got it. Took longer than expected. Took a lot longer than it had in the past. I mean, look at how quickly we came back and retested. I guess we took a little bit of time in between this point here and this point over here. We took a little bit of time. And then again, sort of a delayed reaction, but we got it done nonetheless. And I've been telling you guys this is kind of what you can expect, another retry of this, and then we'll see from here, right? If we actually got on top of it and flipped it to support, then that would mean that there was a definite change in trend. So far, we are seeing that it was just a retest on the daily. We're seeing very clearly that that's all it was, a retest of this area. We're not ready to break through. We do have a sort of a long-legged doji here, which is indicative of a reversal. We have continuation, volumes right there following along with that. A higher selling node than a buying node here, where a lot of sellers just said, okay, this is it. We got what we were waiting for, which was the retest here. And it shows in several ways, right? We have the volume, we have also stochastic telling us, we have the long community starting to lose faith in the price of Bitcoin, actually determining the fact that we didn't get the retest, and now it's time to go back to business as usual, which could mean, I mean, it doesn't mean that we're not going to go back and retest it, but I do think, have we done that twice in a row within this trend? No, we've just touched and go, touched and go, touch and go. And so that's been the trend. We might grind ourselves back down into these areas down here at around middle of 5,500. So a couple of videos ago, might have even been my last video, I talked to you guys and said that maybe after if we don't flip this over into support, then we may be coming back down to about 5,500. And then on my long-term analysis, I showed you guys, which I will put a link to that video right on top of your screen here. If you click on that and go to about the 11th minute in that video, you'll see what I'm talking about within regards to the long-term analysis. All right, so what happens next if we don't hold this area here and don't get a retest here? Very likely we grind ourselves back down to the middle of the 5,000s, right? 55,000 or 5,500, sorry. This is the previous area of interest or where we should find support. I think it's still valid, but if we break down below it, actually this is the area of interest here, where we did have a area of demand, which is going to act as support. This is what I'm sorry. Let's actually get rid of this. That is no longer something that I'm putting a lot of faith in. This previous area of interest here, or this area of demand, will serve as support. I'm hoping at 7,200. If we break down below it, then you know what's next. We are going to find our ways to this bottom of the channel here. All right. We were hoping to hold above these levels here. I told you guys in my last video, this is kind of where I was looking for support. We did not find it there. And what happened, we did get rejected and came back down. So clear rejection there. Again, doesn't mean that we can't come back and try to retest this area here around 8,100. We could, in fact, I mean, it's almost expected, right? I think we are going to find some sort of push up into this range, but then I am expecting a rejection. Why? Because that's been the trend, right? And we are also, if we look at the lower times, this will be a little clearer. It's actually, so two things. We've seen these inverse head and shoulders work time and time and again. We had this inverse head and shoulders here, inverse head and shoulders here again, and they've all kind of played out, right? Here, this one played out. We got a retest of 78. Here, this one played out. Got a retest of 76, 7,700. And then this one here, not really head and shoulders. But if we start to analyze this, it kind of is looking like it wants to build another. This is a right ways head and shoulders. Here's a left shoulder. We might be building a right shoulder here, and then a dip, right? I'm hoping that the dip will actually come to a stop here within this range here at 72, 7,100, and then we'll see from there. Yeah, hopefully that will hold. If it doesn't, you know what's going to come next. 4-hour RSI is looking like it's starting to bottom out. I do think it's got a little bit more to go, but overall, I do expect it to trade within this range here. Let's actually do a little box here. Again, somewhere in between, somewhere in here, we're gonna have I do expect a retest of this 7,200, 7,100, but then some sideways trading for a majority of maybe the week. And then if we actually end up building a left or right shoulder, then we are going to come back down and quite possibly have a retest of this area. All right. Let's actually put another little box here. This will be another target. All right. Okay. All right. So a few things for everybody to think about. Some targets for me to also keep an eye on. Again, we're back to business as usual, guys. We're back to business as usual. If you find a hard dip and you want to, long a hard dip or short a hard bounce, those are good ideas as well. All right. So again, if you see that Bitcoin actually comes back to retest 7,200, that's a good place for a short, or 7,300, or I'm sorry, not 73. I'm so sorry. 8,100, 8,200, 8,300. These are going to be great areas for a short. All right. This might be a good area for a scalp here at 77, 70. Yes, within 7,700. I do think we could potentially hold, as I do think we might be building this right shoulder here before we actually come back and retest somewhere down here at these levels. Let's actually bring our, let's actually bring these guys back on. And from an EMA standpoint and a volatility standpoint, we do see that we're definitely starting to fade away. Volatility indicator here is definitely getting down to those lower levels, which again is going to mean more consolidation for a short period of time before we find our next move. Being tamed by the 21 currently, we are finding support on the 30 simple, which is good. Again, another indication that we might just be stuck within this range for a few more days. I don't see it lasting more than a week. I do think we're going to see sideways trading and then a resolution to the downside. All right, that's kind of what I'm expecting. All right, let's look at the weekly really quick and try to formulate some thoughts here. Actually, let's go to the Bitstamp because Bitstamp is going to show us a little bit of a better chart within regards to our EMAs and SMAs. 55 being the, actually no, oh yeah. Sorry, 55 is coming in and acting as resistance, and also getting rejected from the 21 here. So we're not quite ready for a big move, right? We're not quite ready to call again the weekly in convergence with the lower time frames. We're just not quite ready to have a change in direction or a change in trend. We're still stuck within this range, even from a weekly standpoint. Weekly still looks like it has more room to go to the upside. It is starting to look a little bit flat, but the green looks like the green exponential still on top of the red, which is a good thing. From a weekly standpoint, it tells us that that retest of that previous area we were just talking about is still quite possible. If we bring that back, oh, actually, right. So there we go. So weekly is saying we can still retest this 8160 to about 8300. We can still have a retest from a weekly standpoint. If we get rid of these again. All right. But a clear rejection, the 55 coming in as severe resistance there, as it usually does. It's either a pretty good pivot point. If we are to get above it, then surely again a retest of 81, 82, 8300. From a weekly perspective, volatility really not really all that much there to really talk about. All right, let's get down into the shorter time frames. Let's look at the 1 hour. Actually zoom in a little bit and look at this, just flowing chart here. We are kind of coming to a point where, look at this resistance, descending line of resistance, right? We can sort of build a channel here, right? Sort of descending channel there. Let's actually get rid of these EMAs again and kind of what's going on. So just watch this for a breakout. I would say at some point, if we break above it, then it's quite possible that we if we break this line of resistance, it's quite possible that will trigger the retest. Okay. That's on a shorter time frames. Look at a 45-minute real quick. Don't usually do that, but a lot of times it can actually help us figure this stuff out. All right, so we got a clear descending channel here, and again, if we see it break this area here around 7,900 to the upside, it could mean that we're going to retest it. All right, and we're building it. From this perspective, we are building that nice little right shoulder here. All right, so shorter time frames again. That is kind of what is expected, right? That's kind of what we're building here. So we'll go with that for now. All right, guys, you guys know what to expect. SPY closed on yet again a new all-time high. Given the latest news that Iran is taming down and backing off, they have come out and offered an official statement saying that they are not going to engage in any more warlike activities. And Trump has said that is probably the best for all parties involved. And so we do see the S&P having a positive reaction to that. I do think we're going to get to 3,300 within probably this month. I think it's probably a good guess. And we have to put that reversal in sort of standby mode for now. I don't think we are going to see a reversal anytime soon. Let's actually look at a daily perspective here instead of a 45. I think this will be a lot more helpful. All right, so reaching a new all-time high. I did actually get out of my gold trade that I told you guys about a while back, or a few videos back. I entered when I saw this breakout here. That was a pretty safe bet. Wrote it up, and as soon as I saw a reversal right around here is when I started to actually left my position within gold. Had a nice little run, but now I'm out. And then just waiting for some bad news or an actual reversal from the S&P and traditional markets, stocks in general, to start coming back down to actually start considering gold again and silver. If you not particularly, me in particular, I'm not interested in investing in silver, but again, that's another play for people who will be looking to hedge, their stocks over to. All right, so let's just take a quick look at Litecoin. Looking very uneventful. Nothing really there to talk about, especially from a daily perspective. Rejected by the 55, range bound as we have been here for quite some time. And we're waiting for another rally on Bitcoin's part. If we do get another rally on Bitcoin, then you know what's going to happen. That's why I'm saying, like, guys, it just stick with what the leader of the pack is doing, or with the leader of the pack if you want to invest in crypto. Clear hammer reversal here, coming back down, finding support here at the 21. Again, probably another range bound altcoin here between the 21 and 55 until we find a resolution on Bitcoin. And you know where that's leading to. All right, I think that'll do it. EOS, same kind of thing, range bound. We do have the, what is this, 89 and 100 simple coming in a confluence here, stuck within the 21 and those two there. Just range bound again. Nothing really interesting. There's no outliers currently, and that's why I'm saying, like, that is the exception, not the rule. VeChain, maybe VeChain will go on a run here. See what it does. Let's actually follow this, and we'll use this previous line here. Look, it's clearly building this triangle. Usually this will have some breakout potential, especially if it finds that support here where the 200 simple is coming in at, and then quite possibly we can have a little breakout move. We'll keep an eye on VET. If you guys see something interesting, definitely let me know. Hit me up on the Real Shot 256 on Twitter. All right, guys, I think that is all for tonight. Let's just do a quick run and see if there's anything that really pops out. Nope. ADA. Nope. All right. So you know the drill, guys. If you got something, I hope you got something out of this video in exchange for your time here tonight. Leave it down in the comments. Let's chat. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Later.